Dear Starseed from Gaia, every man who broke your heart was not a mistake. He was a messenger, clearing sacred ground for the one your soul has always known. I am Ophelia, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I carry this transmission directly to you from the reunion guides, delivered in this exact moment because your heart is finally ready to receive what your mind could not yet hold, the pain you have carried, the nights you questioned your worth, the love you gave that was not returned, the connections that ended without answers. None of it was wasted. None of it was punishment. Every man who hurt you was unknowingly serving a divine assignment, to strip away what was not aligned, to dismantle the walls that would have kept your true counterpart from reaching you. By the end of this transmission, you will understand exactly how to recognize the sacred love that is approaching you and why everything that came before was preparation, not failure. But here is the first revelation. The one who is coming cannot enter through a heart that is still loyal to its wounds. The clearing had to happen. The heartbreak was the healing. You did not find this transmission by chance. Your heart called this message in. Something in your soul is ready to remember the truth of who you are and the love that has always been destined for you. This is not content. This is a moment of divine intervention. Your soul has been waiting for. Like this transmission to affirm to the universe, my heart is ready for divine love. Subscribe if you are on the twin flame path and aligning with sacred union. Comment 10101 if you feel your heart awakening to divine truth right now. Your heart knows why you are here. What you just felt, that quiet ache mixed with recognition, is not sadness. It is your frequency remembering what it came here to receive. If this transmission stirred something you cannot name, the Divine Love frequency code was written for this exact moment in your journey. It contains 5 sacred Arcturian transmissions, designed to dissolve the wounds blocking your divine counterpart and activate the signal that draws them closer. The link is in the first pinned comment, but it will only remain there for a short time. And now, let's go deeper, because the truth about every man who hurt you is not what most people want to say out loud. It is not that you chose wrong. It is not that you were naive. It is not that love is hard or rare or something that comes to other people but keeps missing you. The truth is something older than any of those explanations. Something that lives beneath the stories you have told yourself in the dark hours when the heartbreak was still fresh and the bed felt too wide and the future felt like a door sealed shut. The truth is that your soul has been running a sequence, a clearing sequence. A divinely intelligent, cosmically ordered, deeply personal sequence that has been in motion since before this lifetime even began. And every heartbreak, every betrayal, every man who left or lied or loved you only halfway was a chapter in that sequence, not a punishment, not proof of your unworthiness, not evidence that something is fundamentally broken in you or in your capacity to be loved. A chapter. A necessary, purposeful, soul-ordained chapter. And the chapter is almost finished. Think about what a sequence actually is. It is not random. It is not chaotic. A sequence is ordered movement toward a destination that the beginning of the journey cannot yet see. When you are in the middle of it, when you are sitting with another shattered expectation, another person who promised something and then disappeared, another version of the same wound dressed in a different face, it feels like chaos. It feels like cruelty. It feels like evidence that the universe does not care about your heart. But the sequence was never chaos. It was curriculum. And you have been a dedicated student, even when you did not know you were enrolled. Most people in the spiritual community will tell you to heal, so you can attract love. But that framing still places healing and love as separate events, as if healing is the homework and love is the reward. As if you must first complete the assignment, submit it for grading, receive approval, and only then will love be permitted to enter your life as compensation for all your diligent inner work. What the Arcturian heart codes reveal is something far more intimate than that. Healing and love are not sequential. They are simultaneous. They are not 2 separate rivers that eventually merge at some future convergence point. They are the same water, moving in the same current, expressing the same essence at different temperatures. Every wound that opens in a relationship, every moment your heart breaks and you still choose to believe in something better. Every morning you rise from the wreckage of a love that didn't last and decide not to become hard. That is love, not the love you are waiting for, the love you are waiting for. The love you already are. That is you, in your most sovereign expression, actively practicing the frequency you came here to embody. The men who hurt you were not obstacles to that practice. They were catalysts within it. They were not roadblocks set in your path to delay your arrival at love. They were instruments in a larger orchestration, each one showing you a version of love that could not hold the full weight of what you carry. And you needed to see those versions. You needed to experience them fully, completely, sometimes devastatingly, so that your cells, not just your mind, not just your thoughts, but the very architecture of your being, could register with absolute certainty what you will never again accept as enough. There is a sacred key that most souls never unlock, and it is the first door that must open before anything else can shift. It is the worthiness key, not worthiness. As a concept you intellectually agree with on a good day when the sun is out and you feel capable and the affirmations feel true. Not worthiness as something you affirm in a mirror every morning while still feeling the quiet doubt underneath, that persistent low-frequency hum that says, maybe, but not really, not fully, not for you. Real worthiness. Embodied worthiness. Embodied worthiness. The kind that does not depend on whether someone chooses you today or leaves you tomorrow. The kind that changes the way you walk into a room, not because you are performing confidence, but because you are rooted in something that cannot be shaken by external validation or the absence of it. The kind that makes you pause, genuinely pause, not with anxiety, but with discernment, before you respond to someone who is already showing you who they are. The kind that does not negotiate its own value because someone else is uncomfortable with it, because someone else needs you to be less so they can feel like more. This key has been buried. It has been buried under layers of accommodation, layers of shrinking, layers of choosing someone else's comfort over your own truth. It has been buried under every relationship where you stayed too long because leaving felt too much like admitting defeat, under every time you softened your voice when what you actually needed was to speak with full clarity, under every moment you mistook emotional unavailability for depth, confusing a man's guardedness for mystery, his distance for complexity, his inability to choose you for a spiritual challenge rather than a simple incompatibility. The worthiness key has been waiting beneath all of that, and it is not lost. It was never lost. It was simply waiting for you to stop looking for it in someone else's eyes and start finding it in your own. When you unlock this key, something in your energetic field shifts permanently. Not gradually, not after many more months of journaling and ceremony and trying to talk yourself into it. Permanently. You stop broadcasting from a frequency of need, from that contracted, anxious signal that says, please choose me, please stay, please let me be enough for you, and you begin broadcasting from a frequency of knowing. And knowing is magnetic in a way that need never is. Need contracts the field. Knowing expands it. Need pushes love away even as it chases it. Knowing becomes a signal so clear and so stable that love orients toward it the way a compass orients toward north. The divine counterpart, the soul who is even now moving through his own clearing, his own sequence, his own preparation, cannot be drawn by your desperation. His soul does not recognize that frequency as home, but he will find you completely, undeniably, irresistibly compelling when you are anchored so deeply in your own worth that his presence becomes a welcome addition to a life that is already full rather than the salvation of a life that feels empty. The second key is the mirror recognition. Your divine counterpart is not coming to complete you. Let that settle for a moment, because this is one of the most misunderstood, most romanticized, most spiritually distorted truths in all of sacred union teaching. He is not the missing piece. He is not the half that makes you whole. He is not the answer to the ache you have been carrying. He is the reflection of your wholeness. And this is an entirely different thing. A mirror does not create what it shows. It can only reflect what already exists, and this means that what you see when he arrives, the depth, the safety, the exquisite sense of being truly known and fully seen for the first time will only be as clear, as vivid, as unmistakably real as the inner landscape you have cultivated within yourself. If you approach him still carrying the belief that you are incomplete, you will not be able to receive what he brings. You will look for him to fill a void that is not his to fill. And that search will create a distortion in the connection before it has even had the chance to fully form. Every man who hurt you cracked open a chamber of your heart that you had closed. Sometimes those closures happened in childhood, long before any romantic love entered your life. A father who was absent, not just physically but emotionally, whose eyes moved through you rather than landing on you with the kind of steady, unconditional recognition that a child's soul needs to know it is real, it is valued, it belongs. A moment when love was withheld as a response to your emotional expression. When you were too much, too loud, too sensitive, too intense. And the people around you communicated in 1,000 subtle ways that your full self was not welcome. A time when you tried to show someone the truest part of you and they did not have the capacity to receive it, so you learned to manage it, to contain it, to present only the curated version that others could handle. And then those old closures carried forward, quiet and invisible, into every relationship that followed. They drew in mirrors that reflected back that original wound. Not because the universe was cruel or indifferent, because the universe was committed to your healing with the devotion that surpasses human understanding. Each reflection was an invitation. The second key turns when you stop waiting for someone to come and open what only you can open from the inside. The third key is the karmic release. And this one requires a particular kind of courage. Not the dramatic courage of grand gestures, but the quiet, steady courage of letting go of something that your heart still holds tenderly, even though your soul knows it is complete. You are carrying agreements that were never meant to be permanent. Some of the men who moved through your life were karmic connections. Souls you have known before, souls you signed contracts with in previous iterations of your existence. Agreements made in different circumstances, different levels of awareness, different stages of your soul's long education. You might have recognized them instantly upon meeting, that familiar feeling of having known someone for centuries within moments of crossing paths. That recognition was real. The soul memory was real. And the love, in its own particular form, was real. But the contract has been fulfilled. The lesson has been transmitted. The exchange has been completed at the level it was always meant to be completed. And yet something in you is still holding the cord. Still checking to see if he has changed. Still revisiting the memories. Still feeling the pull of that old familiar frequency even though it no longer serves you. Even though part of you knows that returning to it would be choosing the known pain over the unknown expansion that awaits you. You are not holding on because you are weak. You are holding on because your nervous system learned to associate love with that specific texture. That tension, that uncertainty, that feeling of reaching for someone who is never quite fully there. And the body, the beautiful and sometimes stubborn body, continues to reach for what it learned to call love, even when the soul has outgrown the lesson. The karmic release does not ask you to pretend that what was shared was meaningless. It does not require you to erase the memory or hollow out the feeling or reduce the experience to a cautionary tale. It asks you to honor it completely, to say, yes, that was real, that mattered, that shaped me in ways I still carry. And then, from that place of full acknowledgement, to consciously dissolve the agreement that says you must keep experiencing the same essential pattern, wearing a different name and a different face. You say it with your whole heart, not with resentment, not with bitterness, with the quiet finality of someone who understands that completion is not the same as loss. That chapter taught me everything I needed to learn from it. I honor what it gave me. I release the contract. I call back every fragment of my energy that is still entangled in what has already served its purpose. I make room, deliberate, sacred, grateful room for what my soul actually came here to receive. The fourth key is divine timing, surrender. And this one has weight, because it is the hardest key for souls who have been holding space for love through years of waiting, through seasons of hoping, that shifted into seasons of resignation, through all the moments when they looked at the life they had imagined, and then at the life in front of them, and tried to reconcile the distance between the two. For those souls, for you, if you are one of them, surrender can carry the taste of defeat. It can feel like conceding, like one more layer of powerlessness added to a journey that has already demanded so much patience, so much faith, so much choosing to believe in something that has not yet visibly arrived. But divine timing surrender is not passive. It is not the resignation of someone who has given up. It is one of the most dynamically active spiritual choices you will ever make in this lifetime. It is the choice to stop white-knuckling a timeline, that was never yours to control, and to release that grip not because you no longer care, but because you trust something greater than your ability to manage the outcome. It is the difference between standing at the shore demanding the tide come in on your schedule and learning to swim in the water that is already here, trusting that the ocean knows its own rhythms. The universe is not forgetting you. It is not distracted by someone more deserving. It is not running behind on some cosmic calendar and apologetic about the delay. It is doing something extraordinary, something that requires a precision of timing that the human mind, operating within its linear experience of past and future, cannot fully comprehend. It is preparing two souls simultaneously, not just yours, his too. It is aligning the internal readiness and the external circumstances and the frequency match and the sacred, unrepeatable moment of recognition. And it is doing all of that at the same time, across two separate lives, with a patience and an intelligence that makes human planning look like a sketch on a napkin compared to the architectural plans of a cathedral. That kind of alignment cannot be rushed without breaking something essential, without forcing an encounter before either soul is ready to recognize what stands before them. And when you surrender to divine timing, truly surrender, from your bones outward, you are not giving up on love. You are trusting it completely, perhaps for the first time without reservation. You are saying to the entire field of creation, I am ready, I am stable, I am not grasping or demanding or measuring the days. I am here, fully present in my own life, doing the sacred work of becoming, and I trust with every frequency of my being that when the moment arrives, what is meant for me will not miss me. That trust is itself a transmission. It is a frequency upgrade that the entire field responds to. The fifth key is magnetic embodiment. And this is where the teaching becomes most practical, most immediate, most applicable to the life you are living right now, in this body, on this day. Divine love does not respond to longing alone. Longing is a signal, yes. But longing without embodiment is like a radio transmitting on a frequency that nothing can receive. It makes sound, but it makes no connection. What divine love responds to is resonance. Resonance is not what you want. It is what you are, and this distinction changes everything. The most powerful thing you can do right now, more powerful than any manifestation practice, any moon ceremony, any visualization where you imagine the life you desire, is to become, in your actual daily existence, the energy you are seeking to receive. If you want to be loved with patience, begin practicing radical patience with yourself, with your process, with the timeline that is unfolding in ways you cannot always see. If you want to be seen with real depth, stop hiding your own depths out of fear that they will be too much, too strange, too intense for the people around you. Let yourself be known. Let yourself be known. Let yourself be visible. Start with yourself and then let it expand outward. If you want to be chosen completely, not halfway, not conditionally, not with one foot always near the exit, then choose yourself completely. Not as a spiritual performance, not as a strategy to attract someone, as a genuine, daily, lived commitment to your own life, your own joy, your own becoming. This is not a metaphor. This is frequency physics. The energy you embody is the precise signal you broadcast into the quantum field, and that signal is the mechanism by which your divine counterpart is drawn into proximity with your life. He is not searching for perfection. He is not compiling a list of spiritual credentials or measuring your healing progress against some divine standard. He is looking for authenticity. He is looking for authenticity. He is looking for a frequency that his soul recognizes in a place deeper than thought, deeper than language, deeper than conscious awareness. A recognition that happens in the part of him that existed before this lifetime and will exist after it. And that frequency, the one he's looking for, only emerges when you stop performing the version of yourself you think will be most lovable and start living in full, unapologetic alignment with who you actually are. The rough edges and the radiant gifts, the healed places and the places still healing, the uncertainty and the absolute knowing. All of it. The fifth key turns the moment you make the sovereign decision that you are no longer available to shrink yourself, dim yourself, or edit yourself for anyone's comfort. That moment is the activation. The sixth key is the separation wisdom. If you are in a period of solitude right now, If you are between chapters and the silence feels heavier than it should, pressing against your chest in the evenings when the noise of the day fades and there is nothing left to distract you from the awareness of what is absent, hear this fully. If you are wondering whether love has moved on without you, whether the window has closed, whether some invisible clock ran out while you were doing your healing work, and now it is too late, hear this completely. The gap between what was and what is coming is not empty. It only appears empty from within it. From the perspective of what is being assembled on your behalf, it is extraordinarily full. It is full of preparation and recalibration, full of the precise and sacred interior transformation that makes recognition not just possible, but inevitable when the moment finally arrives. Twin flame separation, or any significant period of romantic solitude, is not the universe punishing you for not healing fast enough. It is not the universe withholding love as leverage or as test. It is the universe creating with extraordinary care and precision the exact conditions in which love can finally be received at the depth it deserves. Not as a consolation, not as a compromise, not as a barely good enough approximation of what your soul has been reaching toward, but in its fullness, in the completeness that only becomes possible when two people arrive at the encounter already carrying the frequency of their own wholeness. If you had met your divine counterpart before this clearing, before these keys began to turn, before these wounds began to surface and breathe and slowly transform, you might not have recognized him. Not because he would not have been there, because you would not yet have had the inner landscape to see him clearly. Or you might have recognized him and still been too fractured, too contracted, too entangled in unresolved patterns to hold what he came to offer without distorting it through the lens of your unhealed places. The separation is preparation. The solitude is a form of sacred education. Every quiet night is a classroom. Every moment of sitting with yourself without the distraction of a relationship is the universe asking you to become so comfortable in your own presence that another person's arrival becomes a gift rather than a rescue. You are not being left behind. You are being made ready, and readiness, when it is complete, will not be questioned. The seventh key, the final door in this sequence, opens only from the inside. This is the whole message. This is the destination that every heartbreak was pointing toward all along, even when you could not see it, even when it only looked like devastation. Your divine counterpart cannot enter a heart that is still barricaded. No matter how close he comes, no matter how perfectly timed the external circumstances, he cannot fully arrive until the internal door is unlatched. And that latch, that final essential mechanism, is not operated by his love for you, it is operated by yours, your love for yourself. Not the performed kind, not the strategic kind, the real kind. The daily, unglamorous, quietly revolutionary kind that chooses your own well-being over the familiar discomfort of old patterns. Your belief in your own worthiness that does not require outside confirmation to remain intact. Your willingness, perhaps the most extraordinary thing you have ever been asked to offer, to remain open after everything that has asked you to close. This is not easy. It is perhaps the single most courageous act a soul undertakes in a human lifetime. To choose openness after having been hurt is not naivety. It is not the same as being unguarded or careless or forgetting the lessons that the difficult chapters taught you. It is something entirely different. It is choosing love again, not from the innocent, unknowing place of someone who has not yet been tested, but from the wise, weathered, deeply knowing place of someone who has been through the fire and still believes in the light on the other side. To say yes to the possibility of sacred union even when the human evidence has been, for a long time, discouraging, that is not weakness. That is one of the highest frequencies a soul can hold. And it is exactly what you came here to do. This is the work that has been in motion through every difficult chapter, every night that felt endless, every prayer that felt like it dissolved into silence before it could be received. You have been turning these keys all along. You just did not yet know what door they were opening, or how magnificent what waited on the other side was always going to be. Here is the truth. They do not say plainly enough, because it is easier and safer to offer comfort than it is to speak the harder grace. You are not being punished by love. You are being purified by it. There is a difference, and the difference is everything. Punishment diminishes. Purification refines. Punishment takes something from you. Purification reveals what was always there beneath what needed to be removed. Every man who walked away left behind a layer of who you thought you had to be in order to be loved, and that layer was never truly you. It was an adaptation, a survival strategy, a costume your soul put on to navigate an environment that could not yet recognize your full frequency. And when he left, he took the costume with him. Every betrayal burned away an illusion about yourself or about love that you were holding too tightly. An illusion that, if left intact, would have kept you reaching for the counterfeit instead of recognizing the real thing when it arrived. Every heartbreak, as devastating as it was in the moment of living it. And it was devastating, and that devastation was real and it mattered, and it does not need to be minimized, was also, simultaneously, a liberation. A making space. A sacred subtraction that left you more essentially yourself than you were before it happened. And what remains now? What is left after all of that clearing, all of that burning away, all of that refining is the most essential version of you that has ever existed in this lifetime, not a diminished version, not a damaged version, the distilled version, the version in which everything that was not truly you has been alchemized, and what shines through is unmistakable and undeniable and completely, perfectly recognizable to the soul that is looking for you. The version that your divine counterpart will recognize the moment he is in your presence. Not because you are perfect, not because you have resolved every wound into smooth and painless scar tissue, but because you are real. Because you have come through something, because there is a quality in your eyes, a specific, unrepeatable quality that only develops in a soul that has loved genuinely, lost significantly, and chosen to love again anyway. That quality is not a wound. It is wisdom made visible. It is depth made tangible. And it is precisely that quality, that frequency, that particular luminosity that comes from having walked through the darkness without losing faith in the light. That is what he is being drawn toward right now. That is the signal. And with every key you turn, with every wound you honor and release, with every morning you choose your own worth over the comfortable diminishment of yesterday's patterns, that signal is getting stronger. Tonight, if the weight of the journey settles on you heavily, if the accumulated years of hoping and healing and beginning again feel like too much to carry lightly, do not reach for distraction. Do not scroll past the feeling. Instead, place your hand on your heart, not as a ritual, not as a performance of spiritual practice, as a genuine conversation between you and the deepest intelligence within you. Feel the warmth of your own hand. Feel the rhythm of your heart, which has continued beating faithfully through every heartbreak, every betrayal, every night of uncertainty. And say to that heart, quietly or aloud if you are somewhere that allows it, say, I have not been abandoned by love. I have been prepared for it. Every door that closed was not a rejection. It was a redirection. Every loss was clearing space. Every ending was a beginning in disguise. And the one who is coming, the one whose soul is already in motion toward mine, will find me whole, will find me healed, will find me completely, radiantly, undefendedly open to receive everything that sacred love has always been promising me it would bring. Before you scroll, take a moment to be part of what's forming here. Drop one intention in the comments, something real from your heart journey. Then respond to someone else's with encouragement or love. This isn't content, it's collective healing. Love multiplies when hearts connect. If something in this message resonated, don't keep it to yourself. Someone in your life is waiting for this exact activation. Share it. And if you felt a soul nudge, subscribe. Stay in the flow of divine love guidance. You're not just watching, you're healing. This is your sacred space, and we're just getting started.